Mac Jones, I did not get a chance to get to this. Mac Jones had a huge game. Thursday Night Football, the 49ers beat the Rams. I was someone who came on the channel and I said that, number one, the Ravens season is over, and number two, the 49ers season is over. The 49ers, I believe, are 4-1 right now, so they are in great shape. So I may be wrong with that. The tough part and the issue is guys are still banged up. Like they won that game, and that, you get kudos for that all day, every day. But you just are concerned looking at that injury report that's now 2-3 columns long of guys who are banged up and who are injured. The plus side is you get Christian McCaffrey is seemingly healthy right now. He doesn't. It's difficult to say he doesn't look the same because I don't think the O-line's doing a great job of blocking and opening up holes for him. But it doesn't seem to see the explosion that we are accustomed seeing with Christian McCaffrey. And I don't think that's crazy because he spent just about the entire season last year injured. I think he played 5 games maybe. So you're talking 12 games that he missed, and you would expect to see some rust, just not being able to train the way that I'm sure he trains. I mean, you look at the dude, right? He's jacked, and that doesn't happen by accident. So if you're not able to train and at the level that you're used to, and you're just only rehabbing, then that, you're going to have some issues there. But Mac Jones was lighting it up, and they get a big win, and now all of a sudden we're going, we're going back into time. Everyone's talking about, well, should Shanahan have taken, Mac Jones at 3 in that Trey Lance draft and all of that good stuff. And, it's one of those things. I actually went back to see what I was actually tweeting at that time. And I am probably biased because I am an Alabama fan. So at that time I saw Mac Jones in, was that 2019 was when Tua got injured, and then Mac came in and he played really well, especially in that bowl game against Michigan, if you remember, at the end of the season. And I just thought, I'm like, man, I think, going into that 2020 season, like, I think we got a lot to work with. We got Najee, we had Devontae Smith, we had Jalen Waddle, Mac Jones, obviously. And I just thought, like, yeah, no, we got some, we got some guys. And then Mac was unreal in that season. Obviously, I know he had a lot to work with multiple division or the first round draft picks all over the place, with, like I said, those guys I mentioned were all first round talent, but I was pretty high on him. I mean, the thing with Mac Jones is the big knock on him was 2 things. Number one was the athleticism. He's not very athletic, which is okay. And then number 2 was, well, he had, when the talent is advantage you, then yeah, you do well. But in the NFL, the talent's mainly pretty even. You may have a slight separation, but it's rare that, it's a Alabama in 2020 against Mississippi State, right? Like, and not picking on them, but they just weren't, a dominant team at that time. So, and those things are understandable. I do get that. But my thought was, if you've watched him play, you've seen him throwing the ball in tight windows. He had a big enough arm. It wasn't a great arm, and it's still not. But he did enough to be dangerous. So I didn't quite understand that. I was pretty high on him. If I'm not mistaken, was that Justin Fields' draft as well? I think it was Justin Fields' draft. I actually thought Justin Fields should have went number 2 over Zach Wilson. And the reason being is I just thought he was a prospect who was used to the big-time spotlight. He played at Ohio State, big-time program, football factory, played well there. I think ultimately that probably was still wrong. I think no matter what, whoever the Jets pick, it's going to be wrong because it's the Jets, and they just have an organizational dysfunction that they will not remove. But yeah, I didn't think Zach Wilson was anything close to a first-round draft pick in the NFL. And I think that was one of those kind of COVID year things where things got a little funky and a little weird, a little off kilter, i.e. Trey Lance being drafted number 3, who doesn't even look like he can really play in the NFL. But yeah, I thought Mac was it wouldn't have been crazy to pick him at number 3. I guess I'll put it that way. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens with the Niners as they continue through the season. Like I said, they're 4-1, so as of today, it looks like my prediction is wrong. But we will see. It's the NFL. It's a very long season. And, yeah, we'll keep an eye on them. Check it out. See from there. Peace.